Probing the fitness of a head of a Chapter 9 institution is an unprecedented process, and the inquiry went over many hurdles before it started in July.
Your contributions and guidance is well appreciated in handling a very important, complex matter for the National Assembly. I hope that you would have been part of starting that important historical journey. But it's very clear that a week later, there might be a few things that we must attend, tighten up, or relook or rethink about.
Mkhwebane faces charges of incompetence and misconduct. This follows adverse court judgments on some of her reports. The main reports in question are the SARS Investigative Unit Report, the CX Report, and the Vrede Dairy Farm Report, which were set aside by the courts. Let's start with the SARS report, which concluded that there was an illegal investigation unit in that institution.
You and Mr. Van Lochenberg and the others breached that law by establishing the rogue unit. Do you understand that?
I say that it is not true that the unit was founded unlawfully.
Last month, the Constitutional Court dismissed Mkhwebane's application for leave to appeal the SARS rogue unit judgment on the grounds that it has no reasonable prospect of success. The matter started at the Pretoria High Court, which found Mkhwebane's report was without foundation and based on discredited reports and unsubstantiated facts. Then there is the CX report, which recommended the nationalization of the South African Reserve Bank. The inquiry heard testimony that the proposal came after a meeting with the State Security Agency.
In paragraph 24, you say, I did not agree with the suggestion by Advocate Mkhwebane, nor did I believe that this recommendation was warranted or legally sound. Did you say this to her at any stage?
Yes, I indicated to her verbally.
And what was the response?
She didn't heed to my advices or my sentiments.
Under cross-examination, Kekana was grilled on his testimony.
This amount of work which was done thoroughly within the Public Protector's Office itself and is not consistent with your theory that the whole issue of constitutional amendment simply came from the SSA and not from the Public Protector.
I never said the theory of amending the Constitution came from the SSA. I indicated that the SSA gave us a note which contained a draft amendment of the Constitution.
Okay, I see. So you never said that the recommendation to change the Constitution came from the SSA?
I said the recommendation that was provided to us came from the SSA.
By that you meant just a piece of paper, or did you mean the recommendation itself, the idea?
The piece of paper.
Oh, I see.
The idea from what I know, according to my personal knowledge, always came from the PP.
On the Vrede Dairy Farm report, Kekana also threw another bombshell.
You then say we were forced to remove adverse findings contained in the report against politicians,
yes,
including the then Premier and the then Chief for Agriculture.
That's correct.
And who removed it?
Some witnesses, including former COO of the Public Protector's Office, Basani Baloyi, focused on the working environment under Mkhwebane.
You describe, in your view, the PP's leadership style, and you say she was authoritarian. She must be bowed down to, quite literally. Her style of leadership was characterized by inflexibility. Now, Ms. Baloyi, is that not a bit of an exaggeration? Can you just elaborate on this authoritarian and bowing down to leadership style and how she must be addressed as madam?
I have worked with various MECs and ministers, but when the public protector walks from an office to the boardroom, we had to rise, and which I find it, an anomaly that, it's not a person that walks in as an executive authority, which most of the MECs and ministers that I've worked with, do not actually, do that. But
under cross-examination, Baloyi came under pressure to explain her statement.
Your statement that she must be called madam is an explanation of why she's authoritarian. What you mean is not related?
The matters are not related, Advocate Mpofu.
Mpofu appeared to be frustrated by the answers.
Anyway, okay, let's move on. So I'm saying that's the third or the fourth time that you are misleading the committee, because the statement that must be addressed as madam is deliberately misleading now that we have looked at the context, correct?
No, I don't agree with you.
Baloyi and Mpofu could not find each other on the allegation that staff had to bow down to Mkhwebane, or whether she was purged or not. Mkhwebane is yet to give her evidence in chief to respond directly to all the allegations leveled against her by former and current employees. Bulelani Phillip, SABC News.